It's time for Dog Culture Picture Review, where we review the dog culture pictures and analyze what's behind all this. So, we got this picture that we see all the time. If the dog dies, I'm not watching that movie. I'm just not going to watch it. These are all over the place. Freaking ridiculous. Well, first off, this is just a lie. This is just a lie. Dog culture is full of lies. So let's go over here to a list of movies where the dog dies. So these are actually some of the most popular movies. For example, Marley and Me became an absolute box office hit. The dog dies in the movie. What are some other movies? Look at all these movies. How about John Wick? Oh, people love to watch this movie. And and they love to go on social media and talk about hey, if something happened to a dog, I'll John Wick them. They need to get John Wicked. Like if they see some story about a dog allegedly being found in a creek or something like that, or they see a dog hoarding situation. For example, one of these situations will be posted up on social media, and you'll get a few people in the comments talking about they're gonna John Wick whoever did this, or they should John Wick whoever did this. So people love to watch movies where the dog dies, as long as they can moral grandstand about what a great person they are. You know, if they would have known about this, they would have John Wicked somebody. However, these hoarding situations, these go on for years and years and years, while your taxpayer dollars cover a lot of the fosters for these. So this little picture of I won't watch the movie if the dog dies, it's just a bunch of moral grandstanding. It's also a form of public shaming. So all these people that post this picture up, like any of these ones that we see, you post this picture up, it's just public shaming. You're letting everybody know, hey, look at me. I'm not going to watch a movie and I'm better than you because I'm preventing all this bad stuff from happening to dogs. I'm not going to watch it. And moral grandstanding, the way that works, when somebody posts up something like this, the public shaming part of it, that's real. And so everybody will try to outdo this picture right here. This is a proven thing in psychology. It's kind of like a few guys standing around talking about they caught a fish. And one guy's like, I caught a 13-inch bass out of there. And the other guy's like, dude, I caught two 15-inchers just this morning. And the next guy's like, dude, I grabbed two of them out of the water with my bare hands just Friday. It's a form of moral grandstanding. It's like a race. It's like a moral race. It's like more and more outrage. Every time this picture gets posted, you just run out of outrage. And then the things that you're supposed to actually be outraged about, such as pit bulls ripping the faces off of little kids, guess what? Dog owners are not outraged about that. They're just confused. But yet they're outraged about a movie where the dog dies. They're not interested in adding any type of conversation or review of the movie. They're actually not even interested in any type of um, truth. It's just moral talk for their own vanity, and it's a public shaming for people that are not on board with this. And the whole thing is just based on a lie, anyways, because they are going to watch the movie to get more and more moral grandstanding. So they can go tell you, I watched that movie. Here's a movie that fits the bill. I Am Legend with Will Smith and the German Shepherd. Have you guys heard of this movie? I've heard many people in person tell me that that was a good movie, but I'll never watch it again because the dog died. So they're not interested in truth or conversation. There's actually an interesting conversation because in this movie, the Will Smith actor tells the dog to not go somewhere, and the dog runs in there and puts herself and him in danger. The dog gets bitten by some zombie dogs or zombies and eventually dies. And so the movie actually illustrates a truth about dog culture is that dogs will put themselves and their owners in danger just because they're curious to run into a dark building and screw around with things that can kill them, which is what dogs do all the time themselves. But remember, the dog owners, they're not interested in the truth. They're not interested in the conversation. They'll watch this movie and tell you hardly anything about what they thought about the movie. They'll just tell you, I'm so sad that I watched that movie because the dog died and I'm never going to watch that movie again. Well, you probably will watch I Am Legend 2 just so you can complain about the dog dying in that movie if it does happen to die. So, now the most powerful part of this analysis of the dog culture picture. So, dog owners and dog culture in general, what do they say? They say they're not going to watch the movie if the dog dies, right? Well, guess what? Dog owners and dog culture, you guys are the movie. You're the producer, you're the star, you're the set, you're the cameras. You are the killer of the dogs in your own movie where dogs are killed on a daily basis because of your over the top love and over the top propagating of dogs in your society. So, dog owners that say they're not going to watch the movie, guys, you are the movie. You are everything about the movie. Example, dog hoarding. Dog hoarding is a constant issue in our society. Probably right now, there's probably 50, 100, or thousands of these cases, and you'll find out about them, a year from now or 6 months from now when somebody finally complains. Because this person will have these many dogs in the house. They'll run out of money, they'll run out of property, they'll run out of social security checks, and these dogs will become emaciated, feces covered, urine covered, and finally somebody will say something about it. But in the months and years prior to these dogs becoming emaciated and underfed, this person will post pictures of this on Facebook and talk about what a great person they are. They will do moral grandstanding, attention seeking. Look at how broke I am. I adopted 2 more dogs. Look at how broke I am. I adopted 3 more dogs. Right? But finally, something will happen, and these hoarding situations will come to a huge break, and all the dog lovers will come in and talk about, oh, if I would have known about that, I would have John Wicked that person. Yeah. They'll do their moral arms race, all about vanity, all about outrage. Yet, yet the movie goes on and on for years like this until it becomes one of these type of nasty situations. It'll get worse and worse and worse until these dogs are just ridiculously sick, needing tons and tons of tax money and other shots and bathing and put them on a jet and fly them to some other state. And then how about this right here? This over the top dog love, this moral grandstanding of putting pictures up of your dog on every single social media page that you can, even if it has nothing to do with dogs, you're encouraging people to get into these hoarding type situations. And then guess what? These are the dogs that they know of have to get ended. So you don't want to watch the movie because a dog dies. The dog in the movie is a spoiled dog that gets tons and tons of money and shots and bathing and probably Pantene Pro V on its hair and everything like that. But yet, this is the movie right here that dog owners are producing, starring in, and promoting everywhere they go. This is also a political issue and a location issue. You see, they refuse to spay and neuter dogs, and then they let them run in the streets. For example, in Texas, they have a ridiculous amount of stray dogs. They're just running around breeding and eating garbage and eating food that's left out for them, including the food that's supposed to go to your livestock and your existing dogs. So if you're a dog lover, this is still a relative issue. This isn't even a dog hating conversation. So all of these stray dogs, eventually a ton of them have to get euthanized. Many of them end up being shot in the head by police officers when they attack. So, yeah, dog owners, dog culture in general, and the moral grandstanding of this type of stuff that we put out everywhere. This moral grandstanding, this promotes more and more dog ownership. Because when you post this up on your social media page or you tell this to somebody in person, now you've put them at a lower level than you. And if they want to fit in, so they're going to say, yeah, you're right. And then they're going to want to go adopt more dogs. They're going to turn a blind eye when they see something going wrong with their fellow humans as well. Like when they see these hoarding situations, they're going to turn a blind eye. They're going to be like, oh, you're a good human. You're a precious person. You're an amazing dog mom. Even though they know in the back of their head that this is not tenable. But they want a moral grandstand. And remember, moral grandstand is not about the truth. It's not about conversation. It's all about vanity. So if this person with these hoarding dogs has 100 people on Facebook giving them a thumbs up because they want a moral grandstand, then this person will continue to moral grandstand too and get more and more dogs until finally they have to be euthanized or whatever after they live for 6 months or a year with disease and cancer and worms and feces and everything else. So that has been a dog culture review of the dog culture picture. And if you want to know more about this moral grandstanding and where I pulled a lot of these ideas from, I found a really good video that covers almost everything I've just talked about. This talks about grandstanding, the attention seeking of people that post this type of stuff up, how it's always just based on a lie, how it's just another form of public shaming and it's not healthy for us in the long term. And it becomes like a moral arms race and it creates something called outrage exhaustion. And at the end of the day, it's just a very, very unhealthy behavior. And when it comes to dog culture, that's what we see, just a bunch of unhealthy behaviors. See you guys later.